So let's talk about the remix principle. I'm a creative person, a structured creative person with a love for stories and beauty. I find that I'm always creating things, whether it's cooking dinner, photos of natural wonders, still image memes, or a video for social media. But do we truly create new things? Well, yes and no. When you see a film that comes out, is it really an original film? When you see a new art exhibit, is it really new? Some elements maybe you haven't seen before, but other elements are just reshaped and reformed into the new thing. I call it a remix, if you will. I was becoming more and more aware of this principle years ago when I discovered something called sermon jams. I've been to many church services over the years. Hundreds, if not thousands, of church services I've been through. But how many sermons or teachings can I actually remember? I would venture to guess maybe just a handful. And in those, I probably simply remember a general idea that I came away with and tried to apply in my life. So when I listened to my first sermon jam, I was amazed. I was inspired by some creative DJs who took a regular sermon, pulled out the interesting sound bites, and then mixed it with some music and some beats to make it shorter, more punchy, and a little bit more interesting. Sermons would probably be considered boring to a lot of people, but sermon jams, very punchy, very interesting remix of the original. I thought it was brilliant. They created something new out of some raw materials. I listened to many of them and still re-listen to them over and over. Some of them are etched in my brain. I've memorized them and I cannot forget them. I think inherently as human beings, we have to embrace this idea that there's nothing new under the sun. In fact, in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, Solomon the Wise, often known as the wisest man who ever lived, he says this in verse 5. The sun rises and the sun sets, and hurries back to where it rises. All things are wearisome, more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fill of hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything in which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already, long ago. It was here before our time. True, Solomon acknowledged this. And yet the Almighty Creator God created some new stuff. And we are created in His image, and so therefore we must create. In a way, we're remixing stuff in a unique way. There's nothing truly original. And yet we are all as humans uniquely and beautifully crafted. And I think that's where the remix principle is so powerful, that we can take something that is somebody else's that we did not create, and then we can have a creative idea and put a spin or a remix on it. Essentially, we're making it into something new and personal for us as the new creator. This could also describe the trend where everyone has to make a reaction video. You know, there's a sporting event, or there's a podcast, or a political event, and then everyone makes a video reacting to that other event. That's a remix. Platforms like YouTube and Instagram are making it really easy to take content that's on there and then do your own remix of it. It's easily available, it's promoted. You should try it, check it out, it's pretty fun. You can click on this little button right here and then take the video that's there, add your own video or your own audio layer or some music, for example, to create something new. I think sometimes people get stilted or frustrated and they don't create anything because they think they have nothing new to contribute or everything's been done before. Well, that's not the full picture, and if you think of taking something and then doing a remix on it, I think that will inspire you to create in some different ways. The whole concept of artificial intelligence, AI, is basically remixing. I mean, taking things that are already in existence as a foundation and then pulling from that and creating something from it. It's a remix. Have you heard the song Despacito? What a fun song that so many people love. And then it became a remix phenomenon, with different people and language groups creating their own versions. This one is in Arabic, done by Yemenis in Yemen. Very fun.
تعال نشتري دلسي ونيجي معانا عفسي يجي يخزن يفسي ونعمل لنا سيلفي قبل السيلفي نقدر نعمل حركات داب داب.
Search it up on YouTube. You'll find hundreds of these remixes. Remixing is reproducible. That is partly why Remixing is so fun and prevalent. It's easy and it's accessible. The original content gives you an idea, and before you start, you're already halfway there. Now think about copyright. All rights reserved. We've seen that everywhere over the years, but now things are changing. Many creatives will place a Creative Commons license on their creation and allow what is called a derivative work, which is permission to use that material to create something new in a remixed form, typically giving credit back to the original creator. Look into that license for sure. So, media creatives working in the nonprofit sector, go for it. Create some remixes. It's fun, and it's way more affordable as well. I'm going to put a link in the description to a remix that I created some years ago. It's a Sermon Jam remix of a sermon given by Dr. Johnson years ago, back in the 1990s. He was teaching at a church in Santa Monica that I used to go, and it's timeless and inspiring. Check it out.